I want to spend just a few minutes talking to you about the question of why. Why does Calvary exist? Why is church important? Why do we have the beliefs and values that we have? And why are we trying to accomplish the things that we are trying to accomplish? If you know anything about leadership, then you are well aware that you can talk until you are blue in the face about who you are, what you want to do, and how you're going to do it. But if the people you are leading do not understand why, then you will not be successful. When the why isn't clear, people will insert their own why. And when they do that, you will have division or burnout or disunity within the organization or the church. So do you know why Calvary exists? Why church is important? Why we are who we are and do what we do? I was asked this question about a year ago, and my answer was to lead more people to Christ. But I was wrong. Now, I'm not saying that this is not important, but that it's not why we exist, why we are here to do what we're here to do. But once again, when you're doing something, even if it's something good, like leading people to Christ, but you don't remember why you are doing it, eventually you will have disunity or burnout. So we as a staff have studied Scripture and simplified our why into one statement that we know our church can find energy and unity behind. And that is because we want to love God completely and love people compassionately. What we want to do is win people to Christ, and that is so important. But that does not answer the question of why. You see, winning people is only going to happen if we know why we want to win them to Christ, which is because we love God completely and love them compassionately. In one of the most convicting messages I ever heard, the pastor said, when you have an opportunity to share the love of Christ with someone and you do not take advantage of that opportunity, ultimately it is because you did not love God enough and love that person enough. That's hard to take. That's hard to accept, isn't it? But ultimately, when we're not being obedient to God in this area, we really don't have an obedience problem. What we actually have is a love problem. And here at Calvary, we know it is so important that we never get so busy with the work of the church and the programs and the services and the building and the events that we forget why we are here and why we are doing the things we are doing. As John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world." That right there is God's why. And as we strive to become more like God, we want that to become our why as well. Love. Now, this is nothing new that Calvary has created. In fact, in Matthew 22, when the Pharisees asked Jesus what the most important commandment was, he responded by saying, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." We simply paraphrase that verse to say, love God completely and love people compassionately. So why does Calvary exist? Why is church important? Why do we do what we do, say what we say? Why are we who we are? Because we want to love God completely and love people compassionately.